Good morning. Welcome. It is Sunday. Welcome to day 2 of Transform Limiting Beliefs into Inspired Action. How are you feeling? Where is your energy? Where is your frequency? Let's get these chats going. It's so good to see you, Guy. Kathleen is in the house. Hello, Charlene. Hello, Mina, Sandy. Danielle is here. Wonderful. Hello, Danya. Hi, Leah. Everyone, turn your cameras on so we can see your beautiful, radiant, luminous, smiling faces. Karen, wonderful to be with you. And share in the chats. If you were to share in 1 or 2 words, where's your energy? Where's your frequency? Feeling fresh? I love it. Totally amazing. Fantastic. We have a powerful day prepared for you. So yesterday was day 1, and we have set the stage to transform a limiting belief, bringing it out of the shadows and into the light, gathering learnings, yes? Insights, new awarenesses, new distinctions, right, Tiffany? I see her nod in her head, that allow old patterns to naturally dissolve in light of an expanded awareness, in light of a deeper understanding. And how awesome it is to know that that's integrating right here, right now, within every cell of your being, right, Kamal? It's good to see you, Nitin. So fantastic. So today we're going to go even deeper in this profound transformational experience and exploration. And if you don't have your cameras on, I'm inviting you to put them on so we can allow ourselves to be seen. How many of us in the past have had beliefs that have impacted our willingness to show up powerfully in the world and be seen, to own our voice, to speak our truth, to shine our light, to bring our gifts into the world? So this is a transformational sandbox, a sandbox of transformation, like a transformational playground where you can bring all of you into this experience, allowing yourself to be seen, and anything that is not in alignment with your highest light, the highest light that you are. This is the place of alchemy. So today we're going to begin with some shares. I'm inspired to hear insights, breakthroughs from the experience that we had yesterday. Renee, wonderful to be with you. Jesus, hello. Hapolong, I'm intending I'm saying that correctly. Inthirani, it's so awesome to be with you. So we are going to begin with breakthroughs, insights, shares, coaching, because I really want to connect with you, as many as we can in the time that we have, and also support you in this conversation. And then from there, I'm going to guide a teaching on aligning with your higher self. And I'm going to reveal to you there's one thing that influences your beliefs more than anything else. Who knows what it is? Robert, I'm so happy you're here. So who can tell me if you know in the chats? Let's see if you know. There's one thing that influences your beliefs more than anything else. I'm going to be revealing that today in a teaching. And then I'm going to guide you through a guided visualization activation to embody your highest self right here and right now. Who's ready to feel it within every cell even more, even deeper, knowing that it's going to continue integrating into the evening, into the week, and then continue integrating as you move and bring all of these great learnings and experiences into your creations, your work, your relationships in your life. And then from there, remember yesterday I shared that I was going to reveal the root cause of limiting beliefs and how to transform a limiting belief at the very, very root. So I'm going to reveal that. And then we're going to share exciting things that we have happening in our community. We've got all kinds of amazing things happening this year and over the next few months that we're so inspired to include you in. Lupe, happy to see you, Roberta, Linda. And from there, we're going to do prizes. Anybody who's feeling lucky right now? Awesome. Okay, so let's start with some insights, some breakthroughs. Share about your experience. You can put your hand emoji up, and that'll give us an opportunity to start to share. If I don't see hand emojis, I'm just going to start calling on some of you that have had profound experiences in the past that you could share about your breakthroughs. And Kamal, and go ahead and raise your hand emojis. We're going to take as many as we can in the next 10 minutes or so. Kamal, how was your experience? And actually, before, let me just share this a little bit. Your beliefs have really transformed since we've met. So maybe even before you share about, the experience yesterday, we met in 2009, was it?
2009, yeah.
And you had certain beliefs then, and the beliefs have been evolving in quantum jump. You see, the journey of transforming beliefs is infinite, because as you evolve, there's always another level. So share with me about where you've been, what's happened, and then where you are now, and how yesterday supported your progress.
Thank you. First of all, namaste to everybody, to especially Niurka, my guru, I would say. So my journey started off in 2009 when I first came in. I came in, and you were my first coach, I would say, and that's where my transformation actually started to begin, and it kept continuing on. So it started off. I came with again a limiting belief, uh, just uh, just to get some coaching, I would say, and that time uh, I had more of a business goal. During that time, I was making 500,000, and I did not even have a belief when even when I was writing down what I need to do. I wrote down a goal that I would even do a $5 million goal. Excuse me. So I put a $5 million goal, but I did not still have a belief level that it would actually transform or embody that into my own self. But when I came back, I started doing exactly what was told by the SIA, Supreme Influence, and that's what I believed in. I kept continuing to do that, and slowly and steadily the transformations began to happen. And not magically, I did not even stop there. I kept on consistently. I was not even looking at the goal, what it was. And finally, from a 5 million, I reached to a 10. From 10, I reached to 20. From 20, now it's continuing to grow as we go. And even when I opened up I was looking back at the notes, and I did not connect with you, but you were always in my mind, in my thoughts, because I did not continue that journey because I said that this is what I need to do it. And consistently, when I started to believe in myself, that belief level became even more stronger. I used my first, second, and third person, realizing what I need to do. And I was actually not only doing it for myself, I created a whole team. It was like being an effective leader, and the whole team started to transform and started to delegate, and that got even bigger and bigger. So, and I'm blessed to say I came in this country in 2016. I mean, in 1996 with $250 in my pocket. And today I make more than around 25 to 30 million right now at this stage.
I am
So, and I
so
give you all the thank you to you.
Oh my goodness, that warms my heart so deep. And I remember you sending the pictures of you celebrating with your wife and your kids, realizing their level of success. So the impact, the ripple effect that this has in our families, in our children, in our team, the people in our lives. So Kamal, thank you so much for sharing. It is such a joy and
Thank
such an honor to be here with you. Give him some love. Yeah. So that's a
thank you.
belief, right? How many of you part of the belief of what you're inspired to transform? And I'm going to invite others to put their hands up so we could get a few shares about yesterday. Also, I want to hear about the breakthroughs from yesterday. Is how many of you have had limiting beliefs in the past around money, attracting wealth? Certain what happens is there's often a certain level. It's almost like a thermostat that people have in their beliefs. So that's why raising our standards with this practice, that powerful visualization activation that we did yesterday, we're going to continue doing more today, is going to support you in upgrading the blueprint, upgrading the software. And what Kamal was talking about is going back to the practices. This isn't like a one-time thing. Like I went to the gym once and now I'm ripped, lean, and healthy. Okay. This isn't like I did this a one time. It is a continual practice. So how many of you heard him talk about going back to the SIA practices? SIA is our transformational course, going back, looking at the notebook, doing the exercises, connecting in community, showing up, plugging in. Because we live in a world that is filled with so many distractions. We're living in a world that is always continually looking to capture our attention. So one of the most essential things that we can master is our focus. Remember, that was one of the ingredients in our state of mind recipe, our focus, focusing our attention in this continual practice of growth, of evolution, and then catching ourselves. So catching ourselves in a moment where you might be off, where you might have a thought that you recognize is limiting you. Now, here's the awesome thing. The moment you catch yourself, what happens? That's a moment of awakening. The moment you catch yourself, that's a moment of expansion. You could literally say, hey, that's the old me. That's not me anymore right now. The authentic, empowered me chooses this, declares this. You can even repeat after me. I choose this. What is this? I choose. And you say that empowered belief. Hear yourself say it. I declare. There's power in our declarations. We're going to talk about the power of our word. You know, there's a great book that says, in the beginning was the word. And our word has power, has creative power. So one of the things I'm going to invite you, and remember I shared with you yesterday that we're going to be doing a communication mastery that's going to be compatible with this training here today on July 2nd, where you're going to gain distinctions about how we create as we speak, and that our language influences our beliefs. So let's take a few more examples. Guy, how's share breakthroughs, insights, realizations?
Hello, Niurka and everybody here on this beautiful Sunday morning up here in Colorado. My gosh, just gorgeous. And I just wanted to say another thank you to all those that were in the VIP room yesterday for allowing Niurka and I to work on something within me that was very different. Yesterday's new behavior generator, the exercise that we did, was very interesting. And I had this feeling and I couldn't have a picture with it. And I've been working on this limiting belief for quite a while, actually. And yesterday's new behavior generator opened up new doorways for me to see my issue or the challenge that I'm having from a new light. So one of the things I would like to share is, first of all, the VIP room is invaluable. And the second thing is that this is just like Niurka and Kamal were just saying, congratulations, Kamal, on all your successes. We're just saying that this is an ongoing experience. I've also been with Niurka for 10 years. I have taken a lot of her courses. I've been a facilitator for her and everything else. And one of the things that I've noticed is the more you're around this work, the deeper and deeper you get to go with this transformational experience. You take care of one thing and then you go, you know what would happen if I took care of this next thing? And then what would happen if I took care of this next thing? Because these things keep showing up. And where do they come from? Who knows? But isn't it beneficial to know that you have a place that you can come to be able to be relieved of whatever it is that's troubling you? Maybe it's the limiting beliefs or something else. And I would just also like to encourage everybody, make sure you check out that SIA course that's coming up here in July. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And Niurka gives away so much to include this weekend for free. And I mean, it's just unbelievable. And you continue to impact my life in such positive ways. So I wanted to say thank you, and so happy that all of you are here to experience it as well.
I'm so grateful to see you. One of the cool things that is here, and thank you so much, Guy, for sharing. It's been a joy to see breakthroughs over time, evolution, progress. And as we look and we go, where was I, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and to really celebrate. I remember in the early days, Tony Robbins used to say to me, because I was so enthusiastic, right? I was like showing up like, I'm going to make it all happen, like right here, right now. And he used to say to me, don't overestimate what you can do in a year and underestimate what you will do in a decade. I remember he used to say that to me. He's like, don't get so focused on just, really recognize that there is a journey here. And one of the beautiful things is that we're here in community. So there's a journey, there's community, and there's so much that is here to support you. So breakthroughs of yesterday's session, give Guy some love. And let's do this, because I want to be mindful of our time, because we're only gonna have time for a few more. Be succinct, just share, hey, before we had that experience, this is where I was, then I had that experience, here was the breakthrough, and then share so we can take as many as we can. Yasmin.
Hi there. Well, yesterday's experience was amazing in the VIP. I have to re-listen to the tape, the recording and everything, and it was totally amazing. I do understand and agree with Guy that is something that is a journey. No, I haven't been with you for such a long time, but honestly, we went through the challenge of communication a long time ago. I'm looking forward to see it, seriously. And I have to say, from yesterday to today, after such a long time, not sleeping yesterday, I woke up laughing because
So what
it was
changed? What changed?
amazing.
Share what
I don't
changed.
know, it changed something inside me. I woke up laughing today in the morning, and it was like, Yeah, it's years this haven't happened to me, and it was amazing. And even from the communication challenge, I have to say there is a lot of things in my personal life that I adjust and I communicate completely different. And today, I'm at the age of breaking through, getting my way, getting it done. So, thumbs up to you. Thank you.
Who can feel
That's
her
what I feel.
energy and her like natural enthusiasm? Okay.
Totally happy.
So here's one suggestion I'm going to catch. Really celebrate. The more we can catch ourselves in the wins and celebrate them, we open the portals, we open the gates for even more abundance to come in. That's the power of gratitude. So it's so awesome guiding you in the VIP room. So let's take a couple more real quick. Alana.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
Yesterday after our event, I went to help with the charity event, and there were children all over planting plants and doing things. And there was a robotic thing a high school made, and it's throwing things in the air, balls and these little round rubber things for kids to jump. And it was so entertaining for hours. This one little girl was probably 4 or 5. And it was just mind blowing to observe this whole thing and go, oh, there I am again. Where these things are going up in the air, and some other kid grabbed the one she wanted. And then she just stood there being bombarded in a loving way by these balls and other things. They didn't hit her on the head, but being surrounded, and she's just cuddled up in her mom's arms, pouting. And every single thing was literally within reach. How many times in my life is all the opportunities right there? I'm like the fly trying to get out the window, and here's the open door. And I just sat there, thought about that little girl, and how many times myself and observing others, it's just eye-opening to say, wow, here it is being thrown at me, and I'm facing the other way.
I love that
Awareness.
metaphor.
I love it.
By the way, what's so awesome about that is as we go into expanded awareness, which we are all expanding even more right now, we go out into life and we start recognizing that there's lessons that are around us all the time, that we can gather learnings and distinctions just by observing and go, oh, and I'm going to give you a little powerful technique in language. When you catch those experiences showing up or that are present, that remind you of what's happened in the past or something, even it might even happen in the present. Recognize that each moment is a brand new moment and use your language to frame that in the past. So go, wow, this is an amazing example of how I used to be up until yesterday. You know? And you could play with that, but it's significant because we do create as we speak. Give Alana some love. Awesome. Let's take a few other stories. Fantastic. Diane, breakthroughs, insights.
So real fast, suppressed emotions is what I used to do. Now I understand what I want to work on and rewrite, reframe as I move forward. I didn't want to share this, but I had a stroke 7 weeks ago. I had a full-blown stroke. Absolutely everything in my entire body is healthy. Every blood count, absolutely everything, thyroid, everything. And I know that the heart needed this. So thank you.
So it's recognizing that the healing of the heart, and in the healing of the
It's
heart,
the emotions.
and in the healing is recognizing that in a new way that is safe, a new fresh way that is honoring for you, safe for you, honoring for you, that you can begin to open that heart with greater awareness in a new way that's fresh. And how does it feel to be in that place of liberation?
Excited, free, open, safer to be present. So yeah, it was really huge yesterday.
I love that you say safer to be present, because that reminds me of a word that is top of mind for this teaching: embodying.
Yeah.
Embodying our empowering beliefs. We did a lot of that yesterday in the VIP. Embodying our most empowered identity, embodying the values that are in alignment with our highest self. So we'll do one or two more shares. Give Diane some love. Infinite
Thank
love,
you.
Diane. Karen. We'll do one or two. I think Neaton, you had your hand up there. We could have you be our final share if you like. So
Good
go
morning,
ahead.
everyone.
Yes, good morning.
First, I want to thank Alana for turning me on to SIA last year and your presence. And since then, I've shifted so much. And, I've done NEO, I did the master's course, and of course, I'm coming back for multiple times.
What
So
happened? Yeah, so what's been the journey?
the biggest thing is that it's not what happened yesterday, but it's just joy. I am retired, and I got involved with a lot of community things. In the past, I kept feeling like, I can't be on a schedule. And then I realized perception. It wasn't a schedule, it was structure I needed. And that came back in, and by the end of January, I was set up in everything that we had talked about. And I'm just enjoying life, doing more things, and it just opened the world up a different way. So what I was working on yesterday was unworthy. It still comes up in different places. My son's family have been a real challenge for me, and it has improved all year just doing the VIP courses and the other courses. Communication, changing how I was working with that. And then yesterday, I realized it's such a silly little thing in a way that I was feeling unworthy around my in-law family. And they're a little challenging. However, what I realized yesterday, well, if you walk in the room feeling unworthy, that's how I'm going to see the world. And I anchored it. I mean, I used like so many techniques yesterday. As soon as we were done with I anchored it into this great place. And it's just the combination of everything. So today I feel like, it's a whole different perspective I'm going with when I visit them the next time and when I talk to them.
That
and
is so powerful of a
it's
realization.
very powerful, and it is a process and a journey. It's not one thing, it's everything. But of course, when we do these processes in person, I managed to make big shifts. I'm ready for them, I guess, and they're happening. So thank you.
You are so welcome. We love being in person. That's where we can hug.
Yeah, I know.
Give everybody, we're a hugging community. So one thing that you said that was so profound that I really want to highlight is that the energy and that frequency that we're in can attract the compatible. Let me give you an example. If someone is in victim mentality attracts predator energy because it's that polarization. Okay. So simply by transcending that old victim mentality, you have an opportunity to, come into an entire experience, because that's the power of wholeness. That's the power of this evolutionary journey. Give Karen some love. What I'd love to also do, Karen some love, Lupe. Let's take Lupe's share. We got time for a couple more shares. I saw a few hands. If this is your first, because a few of you are sharing that have been with me for a while, and we love hearing from you because we always love the community and the journey. I'd love to hear from some people that are here for the first time. So I saw some that had raised their hand. Roger, if you want to share, or Neaton, if you want to share, this is an opportunity to share. And then we're going to go into our teaching on the one thing that influences more than anything else, your beliefs. Lupe.
Hi, Niurka. Good morning. How are you?
So good to be with you.
Good, me too. I'm always happy to attend your trainings and see you. So it's always bringing positive energy into my life. So thank you so much, Niurka.
You are so welcome. It's a joy in my heart to see you. I've been watching you on social media. You're like running marathons and stuff, aren't you?
Yes.
This woman's on fire.
Thank you.
Please share.
So for me, really quick, just two beautiful breakthroughs yesterday. One during the session and one during the later in the day. Number one, a couple of weeks ago, my family and I bought a cabin for the purpose of creating passive income, doing verbal Airbnb. So we're getting it ready. But from the moment we purchased it up until yesterday, I kept my limited belief was like, oh, this is going to bring financial stress. I just felt very antsy about it, in a bad mood about it. And then when we were going through the session, I thought, oh my God, I'm just being such a negative cloud over this beautiful experience for my family and I. And my model possibility was my husband. Every single time we walk in, something will come out. He's like, oh my God, this is great. This is the best time to make it our own. So it really just cleared my mind to know, hey, I don't want to be that cloud over him. I want to be him, the model possibility of how he is taking in it. So I'm just so happy about it. I'm excited about it. All these, issues that come about. And mind you, I do sell real estate, so I should know this already, right? So I'm very thankful for that breakthrough. My attitude was totally different. I can sense his demeanor towards me was more open. Staying with me, I'm more open with him on that. So the second breakthrough was with my daughter. We went to a little party yesterday, and growing up, I did have a hard time making friends. I did get bullied when I was little, and I have this thing of always trying to protect my daughter. And my new belief is she wanted to play with little girls at the party running around, and I'm like, no, just stay here. And in my mind, I kept thinking, were they going to bully her? They're not going to want to play with her. And I thought, no, Lupe, this don't make your experience her experience, right? And I let her play. She had the time of her life. She looked at me and she said, "Thank you, Mom."
Give Lupe some love. This is the power of this liberation, the power of this integration, the ripple effect it has on our children. Who has children? How many of you have kids? Raise your hand. How many of you have kids under the age of 8? They're in the imprinting stages of childhood, under the age of 8. So Lupe, what a beautiful story.
So thank you, Niurka.
You're so welcome. Touches my
I
heart.
tell you, you're a huge part of the path of me becoming a great mother to her. Thank you. You have no idea, Niurka, but thank you.
I'm so grateful for you showing up. Thank you for showing up and continuing to show up. Because here's the thing, who you are today is going to be different than who you're going to be a month from now. I mean, some people have talked about SIA. SIA is happening in July. Who you're going to be then. We have experiences happening at the end of the year. By then, it's like on the journey of evolution, you're continually growing. You look back, you're not the same person you were when we met. Lupe, deep love. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's do one more. And then Linda, we're going to come back afterwards. We'll have time to share. I just want to make sure we go into the teachings. So Roger, please share. Wonderful to be with you. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I was figuring out how to unmute it. I have been, my limiting belief, I'm an artist, so I paint. I mean, I have my day job, but this has always been a passion of mine. I majored in art, and I've always had excuses for myself of starting an art business because that's my passion, and eventually I would like to do that full time.
Okay.
And I have the support because I've met other artists that are doing really well. And then also my girlfriend's very supportive of what I'm doing. And she said, you need to stop making excuses. One of my big limiting beliefs was the money, because I got to get my supplies. I got to put myself out there. And I've had a lot of support, and I know I'm very good at what I do because I have people always tell me your stuff's really good. And I know it could sell. I know that. But I've done certain things to move forward, but I haven't done enough. And the biggest limiting belief
in the past.
Yes, is the finances part of it.
Okay.
But I know there's always a solution, and I've already figured out what I'm going to do to be able to take care of that portion of it, and then be able to fuel my passion. And I started coming up with some ideas of my next piece of what I'm going to do, and kind of like I'm like in a position right now where I'm kind of evolving from my previous series of work. And yeah, and that's just something that and I actually I never met you, but I went you had showed up at a real estate office that I was working with for a short time. That was over 10 years ago. So, and I've always followed you on all the social. Excuse me.
That was probably a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. And I just remember I was really like inspired by your words, and I've followed all of I've been following you, and I get a lot of the emails and stuff, and I'm like, I need to make it a point to go to an event. So that's my next goal.
You're here. Awesome. I love that. Congratulations. So what inspired action are you going to take now towards the fulfillment of your dreams?
Well, I'm going to because I have this other side gig that I'm going to do to be able to take care of the financial part of it. But I know, once I, get it, and I'm just going to start going at it, I need to take action. That's the thing, is I haven't taken action. And I've always made excuses for myself. As much as I hear from outsiders and people telling me your stuff's good, you just need to get your stuff out there so that people can see it. So now I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to start off small, you know, but at least taking the first step to move forward, and then build up upon that, you know, and that's the
take
only
that
thing.
step and then take that next step.
Yes.
Give Roger some love. Awesome. Awesome. And here's the thing, take that step in the next 2 to 3 days. Take
Okay.
that step tomorrow. And often the step is a phone call. A phone call is so powerful. It can open a door of opportunity. Many of my biggest opportunities have come from a phone call. How many of us met yesterday? I talked about when I was on tour with Tony Robbins. How many of us met there? I'm curious. Maybe a few of us, maybe not as many in this room. That door of opportunity opened with a phone call, with me proactively making a call. So before the end of today, everybody's going to write down what inspired actions they're going to be taking tomorrow. They're going to be taking this week. They're going to be taking to fully continue this process of momentum and integration. And a lot of times in the past, here's what you're going to notice. In the past, you may have had a belief like, oh my gosh, the finances or the money. As you step into the empowered belief, creative ideas begin to flow. All of a sudden, you start recognizing that you could collaborate with someone. You know, all of a sudden you've been thinking about getting your own studio, and you realize that this other person has a studio and they want, you know, you to come in and, you know, take over half of it. So, and then you to support them with some other thing that they might need. Collaboration is birthed in this empowered state. Collaboration is birthed in the state of empowering beliefs. Okay. So I'll share with you a little story, and then I'll share with you the one thing that influences your beliefs more than anything else. And then we'll go into this powerful visualization that I've created. Who's ready for a brand new visualization that I just created for this experience? So it's brand new. It's called Merging with Your Highest Self. Okay. First, I'll share with you a story. Years ago, Success Magazine was doing their relaunch. And it was interesting because it was the exact same day that I was leading SIA. And they asked me to be the opening keynote speaker. So I had to really go in and figure out, how can I do these two things at once, which I did come up with a plan to serve the students at SIA and simultaneously. Who thinks they could be two places at once? Okay, well, we manifested that in that moment. So what happened was, and here I found this picture, which is such a heartfelt picture. Who knows any of these guys? You recognize any of these people? You see John Maxwell? Anybody know him? He's the big leadership guy. And you might know Dennis Waitley. He wrote the Psychology of Winning. These are many of the pioneers. Who remembers Jim Rohn? Do you remember Jim Rohn? Jim Rohn was Tony Robbins' coach. Okay, so Jim Rohn, actually, what I did for Tony, Tony did for Jim. And Jim Rohn, it was a tribute to Jim Rohn. He was going to be the primary speaker, and I was the opening keynote speaker. And something happened that has never happened in my life before or since. First time I got laryngitis. I lost my voice. Close to 6,000 people in the audience, and I could not. So I arrived the night before, we had dinner, and John Maxwell's like, hey, I'll take your spot. And I'm like, you know, playfully. I believed in my heart, I believed in my soul, I believed within every cell of my being that my voice would come back, that there was no way that my voice would not come back. All night, I barely slept, drinking water, tea, on my knees, praying for my voice to come back, feeling certainty that it would. The morning I woke up, no voice. I was shocked. I got to the stage. The executives at Success Magazine were very, very concerned. They were like, hey, listen, we can find another speaker. Why don't you let John take your spot? I was like, no, I got this. People were tripping. Okay. And I opened the day, and what I did was I walked up to the front of the stage and I began my presentation. Because I had something super profound and important to share. And I watched close to 6,000 people lean in like this. And all of a sudden, I was just heart and soul putting all of the essence of me into this presentation with devotion. I think there's immense power when we show up in life with devotion. When we show up in life with commitment, even in the midst of our greatest challenge, where we feel like we're collapsing under the weight of a pressure, that we just rise to the occasion with devotion and commitment. And in that moment, I'm delivering this presentation, I'm going to whisper, and you hear my voice starting to crack. You hear my voice starting to crack. And then all of a sudden, my voice reaches a peak. And all the way at the end, I share, and for a moment, my voice comes back. And the entire audience, 6,000 people, stand up in a synchronized, spontaneous standing ovation. And it was, what I was told by many was, that was the most powerful presentation of the day. And it was because the audience felt my struggle. They felt my devotion in the midst of the struggle. And they were so one with me. Like I was like the underdog, you know, and they were like one with me. And I'm sharing this story here. I've got a little picture for you that I will share. This is the moment where that happened. And my voice came back in that moment, and everyone, you know, celebrated in that breakthrough. Was anybody in the room at the time? Was anybody in here in the room? That was like well over 10 years ago. And I'm sharing this story. Here's why. Because sometimes even what we believe, like I know that this is going to happen, I believe it. Sometimes there's something even better for you than what you believe. Sometimes the divine God has a even bigger, greater plan. And my dear beloved friends, your greatest challenge can become your greatest blessing. Your greatest challenge can become your greatest gift. It was a huge success that day. And I believe it was a greater success than if I just would have walked out in the audience just delivering my presentation, because it connected us at the level of alchemizing struggle right in front of their face. You can even find this on YouTube. You'll see Darren Hardy introducing me going, our first speaker is losing her voice or has lost her voice. So I share this with you so you recognize that there's a gift. Who's ready to recognize the gifts in the challenge? Who's ready to recognize that no matter what happens in life, to have the belief that there's a gift here, there's a learning here, there's a new insight here. I practiced that last night. I was finding a gift in the fact that we had a Zoom glitch yesterday in here. So yesterday there was a glitch on the Zoom where people were attempting to come into, trying to come into the training room, and Zoom was blocking people from coming into the room. So I'm like, okay, what's the gift in this? Right? What's the gift in that? Because there was a lot of people trying to come in that were not able to come in. So I'll tell you one gift that is happening as a result of that. We're going to do an encore. We're going to do an encore. That's what we're going to do on the 11th and the 12th, because so many people were focused on coming in and were not able to come in. We're going to guide this experience. And it's always new, by the way, even though, I'm going to guide you through a similar visualization. The experience is always new because you could come with a different belief that you want to work with. And what we're going to do is all of you are going to be included in that training. And if you're VIP, your VIP is going to be included in the encore as well. Okay. Yep. If you're VIP, the VIP is included in the encore. You get to have another experience. So it's going to be on the 11th and the 12th. You want to put those dates down now. And you can invite your friends and family. And it's going to start at 11 a.m. Pacific time. 11 a.m. Pacific time. And you can bring a new limiting belief. Okay. How's that? Any feedback in the chats about that? That's when a challenge becomes an opportunity. That's when a challenge becomes a possibility. Okay. Awesome. So let's talk about the one thing that influences your beliefs more than anything else. Who could share with me what do they think? What do you think is the one thing that influences your beliefs more than anything else? Okay, let's take a look. Yep, your values definitely is one. Okay. All right. And if your cameras are not on, I want to see y'all smiling face. Joy's in the house. Wonderful to see you, Joy. Okay. So let me show you these slides. We're going to go through this. And I believe that these diagrams are on your VIP dashboard for those of you that are with me on VIP. So these circles represent the different areas in your life in which you can experience growth, in which you can experience greater alignment, in which you can experience a quantum leap. What happens often is that people are focused on the lower levels of these circles. They're looking at their environment and they're resisting something in their environment that they want to change. How many of you, part of the reason why you're here today, or part of the reason why you've come into our community originally, is because there was something in your environment or in your results that you wanted to change? Like, I want to change my bank account. I want to change, my body, my health and vitality. I want to change something about my business, my success. Now, here's the distinction. When you change, the world around you changes. You have that much power. So the environment is the effect of a deeper cause. What we see in our environment is reflecting back to us our own deeper, our own consciousness. So we rise above environment to behaviors, the actions that we take. The actions that we take are the difference that makes the difference. Are you taking consistent, focused, purposeful action in the direction of your authentic goals and dreams? Or have you been focusing more on, what actions per se? Now, the challenge with actions is that a lot of people know what to do. How many of you know what to do right now to be in better health and better shape? Okay. How many of you know what to do to make more money? As just one example. Okay. Be kinder, right? Be kinder, more compassionate. So what determines the actions that we take? Well, there's our capacities and our capabilities. Now, sometimes people feel they have like, oh my gosh, like the notion of imposter syndrome came up yesterday in the VIP room. And sometimes a person is feeling this idea of imposter syndrome because there's a message that, hey, there's more to learn, there's more to grow, there's more for you to integrate in order for you to deliver this level of work. And that is a blessing because it's igniting the next stage of your learning. At the same time, if someone is doing those actions and putting in the work, the inner work, but they're still feeling that, insecurity, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, there's something in these upper circles that's influencing their results in their life. Now, you've heard some people talk about SIA. SIA is our signature course. It's coming up in July. And you've heard some talk about Neogenesis, which is happening also in November. These courses focus on these upper circles. They focus on supporting your evolution, your growth, and integrating, embodying it in these upper circles. Okay. And there's several techniques. Yesterday, we just gave you one, but there's an entire toolbox. So one of the cool things about SIA is it gives you an entire toolbox of transformation. The next circle up is your beliefs. So what do you believe? Okay. We focused on that yesterday. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe? And from this space of your beliefs, it's our values. Values answer the question, what's most important to us? What's most important to us in life? What's most important to us in business? What's most important to us in our contribution, in our purpose? Every decision we make, this coming week, I'm going to be teaching about decision-making strategies in our membership. It's actually our theme for the month in the membership is strategies for effective decision-making. And what influences our decisions is our values. Would you all agree that when you make better decisions, every area of your life evolves and improves, that decision-making is a foundational piece to our journey? Well, what influences them is our values. Now, often people think they value something different than what their actions show that they value. So I may ask someone, well, what's most important to you in your business? And they may say, well, success and contribution. But then I look at their results and that doesn't match it. That means there's an incongruence in values. So what's influencing our values? What goes at the top of these circles influences every single area of your life. It's your identity, my dear friends. It's the way you answer the question, who am I? Who am I? In your quiet moments with you and you, the way you answer this question, who am I, influences your beliefs, influences your actions, and drives your life. Who am I? Whatever you speak. How many of you prior to this weekend have caught yourself saying things after the words I am that contradict your authentic highest self, your creative power? Oh my gosh, I am so broke. I am so, who's got something they can share in the past, knowing it's a new moment? You know, I'm so slow at this. I am just not good at this. I am not cut out for this. Those are beliefs reflected in statements of identity. The moment that we recognize that, we interrupt it. Here's a learning and a distinction. The word I am has creative power. Whatever you speak after these words is an invocation. Whatever you speak after these words, you are literally invoking it into existence. And you will manifest what's in alignment with what you declare. That's why I'm excited to be back for Communication Mastery, because it's going to give techniques to authentically own your voice and speak into existence that which is in alignment with your highest self. So how about we guide you through a guided visualization, activation meditation? Who's done powerful activation meditations with me before that have been life-changing? Because this is a brand new one. Jennifer's raising her hand. I'm remembering, I'm like, you just raised your hand, and I just remembered you having a powerful visualization at Goddess Garden that was life-changing. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, I'm a mom because of it.
Share just for like 45 seconds, because we've had some amazing shares this morning. I don't know if you caught some of the amazing shares this morning, but what happened in that visualization? We were at Goddess Garden, and we're in the middle of the visualization. I think Jennifer goes, "Oh my God, breakthrough." And I'm like, wait, Jen, we're in the middle of the
Everyone's meditating. Yeah, we were in a circle of about 100 women, and you guided us through this meditation. And without sharing the details, this sage of my life handed me this. I had been holding a map that was shaped like a heart, and she handed it back to me and turned it into a key and said, "This is motherhood is the key to your peace and freedom." And I knew, like, I had chills just thinking about it in that moment, that I was supposed to be a mom. And up until that point, I always thought, like, my husband and I used to just, when people would say, like, "Are you guys gonna have kids soon?" We'd say, like, dogs and vacation, like, we're set. And I called my husband, and we had always agreed not to have kids, and he was so ecstatic. And so months later, we picked a date, and like, I got pregnant the month before that date, and I have 2 beautiful kids, and it really has been the key to my happiness. I love being a mom, and I can still go on vacation, and I could still be a business owner, and I could have everything else too. So thank you.
You can have it all, right? I love it. That was such a magical moment. I always remember that moment in my heart.
Me too. I talk about it all the time, because I think we walk around because of our programming with these limiting beliefs that, and I don't want to share why it happened, but it was so clear in that moment that it was a moving away from experience in my life. And man, if I would have missed this part, I don't even know if I'd want to live this life. It's the most important part of this life for me. So thank you.
Otto and Nevin.
Yeah.
And you know what else is, just because we were talking, in addition to this soulful, like, wow, purpose, your business has also had some profound, when you came to see
Oh,
us.
yeah. The first time I went to SIA, I doubled my business in 2 weeks. I had been given this, like, free ticket as an entrepreneur to go to this. British Airways had just started this thing in San Diego, which is where I live. And I was supposed to go to this international thing. And then I met Niurka, and it was on the same week. And I'm like, oh no, this workshop is on the same week that I was given this free trip by British Airways to this women's international organization. What do I do? And I was like, you know what? If I go to the trip, if I go to Niurka's thing, I'll be able to go and afford to do this all the time. So I'm going to go. And the other part was that I was at the first 6 months of launching my business, and I had like the cost of the program was much more expensive back then. I think it was like $5,000, and I had like $5,000 left in my like security net. And like the $5,000 before you might have to get a job. And I went to Niurka's workshop instead. And I thought, I don't belong here. I thought I was going to a sales retreat. This is not what I signed up for. And then I just started getting hit with these massive breakthroughs. And I went home and my business doubled in 2 weeks. And all of my professional friends that I confided in about business all signed up for the next one because they were like, what have you done? And then I went again as a crew member, like a couple of years later. And I can't even remember exactly how much the growth was that time, but it was also insane. But what I have to say about that, I already shared the mom thing, that is the biggest one. But going to SIA also impacted every area of my life. Like what's happening for you in business is happening for you in every area of your life. And I resolved relationships, and I also just showed up better as a better version of myself in every area of my life. And the tools that you gain are invaluable. I can't really express how powerful they have been in my life.
I am so happy and so grateful to see you and that you're here and to be with you. I love you so much.
I love you too. Thanks.
How about we guided visualization, meditation, activation, and just so you know, doesn't mean you're going to have babies unless you are. I'm just being playful. Okay. Everyone ready? So here's what I'm going to do. Have everyone sit up tall in your chair. Shake your body out for a moment. Okay, you might want to have a sip of water real quick, as water is the element of the subconscious mind. Just nice little. Okay. And I am going to turn the music on. Now, you might want to shake your body. How about everyone just stretch out the body like this? Stretch. Okay, fantastic. And I'm going to turn this music on. And before we do, let me just make sure everyone can hear it. Give me one moment. We're going to get the speakers going over here. Give me one moment. Let me make sure you give me a thumbs up when you hear the music. Is that good? Everyone can hear, yes? If you have headphones, it's always better. Who can hear? Give me 2 thumbs up, because I'm getting mixed messages from the audience. Okay, most of you can hear. You might want to turn the volume up. All right, sit up tall in your chair. I'm going to turn off my camera so you can close your eyes. Okay. I'm going to start the music again. Sit up tall in your chair. Sit comfortably. Because in a moment, you'll experience a visualization activation where you will merge with your higher self. And my voice will go with you. Sitting comfortably in your chair, elongating your spine to the heavens, gently closing your eyes and turning inward right now. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can exhale. Each breath allowing you to sink deeper into relaxation. And that's right. Tuning into your intention. Activating, embodying, merging with your future self, your highest self, the highest light that you are, integrating into the here and now. So you show up in a clear, aligned, empowered way, taking wise action to bring your dream life into your physical reality with ease and grace. Entering a quantum timeline where you'll embody the fullness of your potential right here and right now. Imagine a pink and gold cocoon of unconditional love surrounding your body temple, and a laser beam of light connects at the base of your spine and descends all the way down, all the way down, all the way down into the core of Mother Earth, feeling grounded and supported. And simultaneously, a golden beam of light flows up from the top of your head, from your crown, connecting you into the heart of all creation. Purifying your field, allowing you to be guided, present, protected, and supported. Heaven and earth embodied within you now. As you inhale the breath, feeling centered, relaxed. Imagine yourself walking through a beautiful, serene garden. This garden is your sacred space where you feel at ease, connected in the essence of who you truly are. Noticing the vibrant colors of flowers and feeling the soft, gentle breeze, fragrance of blossoms in the air, soaking in the beauty and tranquility of this sacred space. Walking through the pristine garden, you are drawn to a crystalline lake. The crystalline lake is like a mirror, reflecting the infinite sky above, and gently you sit by the edge, gazing into the waters. And as you do, you notice gently a reflection begins to appear in the waters, the reflection of your highest self, the authentic, wise, empowered you. Your highest self emanates clarity, strength, and unconditional love. Your highest self has wisdom of the ages and is living the full embodiment of your purpose and highest destiny right here and right now. Notice the details of your highest self, the expression, posture, the body language, movements, the aura of pure, radiant energy, the depths in your eyes. As you inhale a rejuvenating breath, and as you exhale, Your highest self gently steps out of the waters, standing before you right now, gazing at you with so much love, compassion, kindness, wisdom of the ages. Feeling this powerful presence, a deep sense of knowing emanates within you now. Your higher self smiles warmly, and you look into his or her eyes. Their eyes are your eyes. You, in your highest self, feeling the rhythm of your hearts now beating as one, you are drawn closer and closer still. And gently you begin, gently and sweetly, with tenderness, you begin to merge now with your highest self, feeling the beating of one heart, feeling the light of your highest self pulsing within every cell of your being now. Each breath integrating the qualities, the wisdom, the beliefs of your highest self, integrating now at a deep cellular level, at a subatomic level, at a quantum level, merging fully and completely now, becoming one with your highest self, upgrading and recalibrating the strands of your DNA as you embody the beliefs of this wise, evolved you. Noticing how good it feels to be in this aligned integration, the clarity and strength within, knowing this essence is with you forever. And you slowly bring your awareness back to the garden, feeling the moist ground beneath your feet, the gentle breeze caressing your skin. As you inhale a deep breath in, anchoring this experience, this knowing into your present reality right here and right now. Feeling grounded, centered, present, aware, and awake. You begin to bring your energy and awareness into the space that you're in, feeling your body comfortably sitting in the chair, in this state of expanded awareness, empowering beliefs, oneness in your highest self. As you inhale a deep, rejuvenating breath, and you exhale the sound of the heart. Exhale, ah. Another deep, cleansing, rejuvenating breath. And as you inhale another breath, bring your hands to your heart center. Feel into the beating of your beautiful heart. your loving heart, your wise heart, your aware and empowered heart. And declare your name. Say your name out loud. And say, I love you. Yes. Say your name. Hear the frequency and the vibration of your unique name. And say, I love you. And as you're ready, you begin to wiggle your nose. Begin to wiggle your toes. And wiggle your face. And bring all of your awareness, all of your attention back to this moment, the eternal now. Feeling integrated, feeling supported, feeling renewed, feeling refreshed. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and give your body a little pat. You can give your heart. Let me turn that camera on. Give your heart center a little pat. And as you tap your heart, you can say, we got this. I got this. You know, you got this. Okay, you could give the top of your head a little pat. You could declare, all I need is within me now. Yeah. You could declare as you give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze, all the power that ever was is within me right now. Right? It's everywhere present. How was that? How was that experience, everyone? Share with me in the chats. I want to hear, how was that experience? Okay. Daniel, you didn't hear? Oh my goodness, we got to make sure we get those. Did everyone hear? Let's take a look around. Oh, gotta make sure. Powerful, uplifting, defining, rejuvenating. Interesting. Okay, if the sound only came from one side, that might be your speakers possibly. Okay. Well, thank you. Reconfirming, powerful. Loved it. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. So know that this is actually an activation. This is upgrading. In the VIP room, I've created another one that's going to evolve this one to the next level. In the VIP room, we've got about a 10 or a 15-minute one that's called Awakening and Embodying Your Divine Blueprint. These activations are so powerful because they're literally upgrading the software of your unconscious mind. They are upgrading your blueprint and attuning you to the highest light that is you. Okay, awesome. Fantastic. Michael Flores got the sound. Okay, fantastic. Awesome. You know, in the future, you might want to get the headphones, okay, for our next session, especially when you come to SIA and when you come to NEO. We're going to encourage you to come to NEO in person because we're doing it in Cancun, although we are also having a virtual hybrid. There's a lot of visualization activations that are positioned throughout the experience, so we highly encourage you to bring those headsets. So, awesome. High five, everyone. Woo! I wish we had time for breakthroughs and insights, so we want to be mindful of our time. How many of you had a very powerful experience? Let me take a look by show of hands. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay, so I do want to share with you the root cause. Remember we chatted about what is the root cause of limiting beliefs. How about I draw it for you here? Tell me if you can see my notebook here, because I want to draw it for you in real time instead of a slide. Actually, before I draw it for you, everyone stand up. Stand up for a moment. I'm going to show you something that is often unconscious that we're going to bring into consciousness. Okay, everyone stand for a moment. Shake your body out. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you a question. And when I ask you this question, I'm going to invite you to point to whatever direction comes to mind first. You're going to point. Now you can point this way, you can point that way, you can point this way, you can point that way. Wherever you point is the perfect way for you. Just point to the first direction or point to the first thing that comes to mind. Everybody standing tall? All right, wait, I'm going to ask the question. 1, 2, 3, point to your past. Now point to the future. Okay, so notice that if you look around from my perspective, people are pointing in different directions. We store our timeline unconsciously, and there is a location. How many of you, the past was over there, the future's over there? How many of you had like the past over here and the future over here? So different experiences. How many of you would like to feel how you can have a completely different experience of reality just by shifting your timeline? Stand up, I'm going to show you how, okay? And I'm just going to give you a little taste of this. This is something that we go deeply into in Neogenesis, because in Neogenesis, we guide you to elicit your unconscious timeline, and on that unconscious timeline are coded beliefs, identities, decisions, values, emotions, coded on a timeline. Like, how many of you could remember an experience you had from childhood, and it's like you might have left a little bit of your power over there? Can anybody recall something like that? Or an experience that happened to you, and there might have been a trigger of an emotion like anger or fear in that experience in the past. Who can relate to that specifically? Okay, these are actually coded on a timeline that has a location. So I'm just going to give you a little taste so you feel one of the techniques, the beginning of the technique, because it's a much deeper technique that we teach at Neogenesis. So how many of you had the past behind you and the future in front of you? Who had something else? Raise your hand if you had something else. Let me take a look. It's okay. Who had something else? Carol? Who else? Linda? Okay, awesome. So notice what happens, and it's just as easy as using your imagination. Imagine that the timeline is moving through you. The past is behind you, the future's in front of you, and the timeline is moving through you. How many of you had that way from the beginning anyways? That's the way it was for you, okay? Notice what happens, okay? Let's keep it that way. The past is behind you all the way over there. The future's in front of you all the way over here. But now what you're going to do is you're going to take the timeline and you're going to move it to the ground. You're going to move it all the way to the ground where you're towering over your timeline. The past is behind you, the future's in front of you, but you are towering over your timeline. And just imagine your consciousness growing, like you're growing into the heavens, towering over your timeline. Imagine yourself growing into the heavens, past behind you, future's in front of you. You're like standing on your timeline. How is that different? You can tell me in the chats. Is it different? A little bit or a lot? How's it different? Very different. Okay, Eddie, how so? Put it in the chats. A lot. Who feels more empowered when you're towering over the timeline? Some people experience it differently. Okay, so how about this? What if you stepped out of the timeline and you put it in front of you like a ruler? Stay standing. We're doing this together. How about if you put the timeline in front of the ruler? The past is over here. The future's over here. And you could see the timeline in front of you. How many of you were coding it that way from the beginning? There's different purposes. That timeline would be very effective if you were planning, if you were strategizing, if you were forecasting for your business. It would be a drag if you were making love, right? You'd be like, okay, where are we on the timeline, right? So the different experiences for different purposes. How many of you would love to really understand how to work with your timeline in a way where you can bend time? What if there was a way where you can literally step into, like you experience in this visualization, step into your dream life, your future vision right here, right now, and activate it where you're taking those actions of your highest, most empowered self consistently? Here's what I find. It is a journey. Let me share with you why it's a journey. And you see people that have been here for 15 plus years that are coming back. It's because our journey and our capacities are infinite, and we're literally releasing obstructions in layers. So I'm going to give you a quick teaching on the root cause of limiting beliefs. We're going to do a quickie on this, and then I'm going to share with you how do you release them, okay? So you can grab a seat, feeling phenomenal? Feeling fantastic, or rejuvenated, refreshed? Okay, so we elicited your timeline. Let's say that this represents your timeline. Future's over here. Past is over here. Let's say this is the moment of now. Somewhere over here, future. Can you all see? Okay. And then here we have you at the moment of conception. We have in the womb. We have passed down ancestrally, your lineage, right? Things of this nature. Now, there's a moment in our life, psychologists talk about the imprinting stages of childhood. Because what happens in the imprinting stages of childhood, the unconscious mind is open like a sponge, and the conscious mind has not yet been developed. So one of the prime directives of the unconscious mind is that it is amenable to suggestion, and it works on the process of deductive reasoning. So if something happens to someone when they're 3 or 4, I've shared the story of this little boy who, actually I could get into a lot of different stories, but how many of you can relate to an experience that happened in childhood that was perhaps a traumatic experience? Something happened. I won't go into the stories, I'll share the stories at Neo, but who can relate to what I'm talking about? Everybody? Welcome to planet Earth, right? So something happens in our childhood. Let's say that very first experience where you realize something is not okay, something is wrong, something is off. Can we relate to this experience? Okay. In that moment, with the resources of a child, what happens is beliefs are formed, decisions are made, and emotions become repressed. That's what happens. And it is literally coded in the timeline, and it creates a filter that then influences this child's perception moving forward. So let's say it could be something like the child spent all day creating a piece of art for their parent, and then they were just so excited and, fired up to give this to their parent. And when their parent came home, their mom or their dad, they were tired and they said, leave me alone. I don't want to take a look at that right now. I'm tired. I'm going to sit down and watch TV. Well, in that moment, the child felt rejected, felt hurt, felt sad. But it wasn't safe to feel that because it's like, go over there. So that emotion is repressed and a decision is made. I'm not going to put my heart and soul into it that much anymore. You know what? No matter what I create, no matter what I do, it's not going to be good enough. So I'm just going to hide, or I'm going to play small, or I'm going to shrink. I'm giving you just one story, but there's many different dimensions of this story. Who can relate to what I'm sharing right here, right now? Now, what ends up happening is this becomes a filter. So as the child goes out, even though there's new possibilities, new experiences, the child is seeing through the filter of, you know what, I'm not good enough at it. It didn't work. I'm not going to try so hard anymore in the future. It's not going to work anyways. These decisions are literally made in the language of a child, and they are unconscious beneath the surface until we go through an experience like neogenesis. What neogenesis does, and Sia is complementary to it, is neogenesis is a 4-day transformational experience where I guide you to the very root of where these experiences were coded. I guide you in a new way, though. I guide you in the awareness of your highest self. Can you relate to these decisions that correspond to these beliefs? They sound something like this. I'm not going to try so hard. You know what? I'm just going to do it by myself. I don't need other people. You know what? I'm not good enough at this anyways. Anybody got some others that you want to put? Usually by 8 or 10, that's a great question, Rachel. Can this be 8 or 10? 8 or 10 might be a more significant emotional event. So maybe that one has more charge, but it's likely not the root. The likelihood that you got to 8 without experiencing fear is unlikely. So in my decades of experience, there's 3 things that impact and block people's progress more than anything else. 3 things. And neogenesis guides you to release them at the root. The first one is repressed negative emotions. And the primary ones are anger, sadness, fear, guilt, and shame. They cloud vision, they cloud reason, they cloud your creative power. They cloud your light, your magnificence, your true purpose, your life's purpose. These repressed emotions spark beliefs and decisions. The moment we make a decision, we see through the lens of that decision, and we're not able to see other things because we're anchored into that. I can take out my frame here. we're anchored into that mind frame. So what Neo does is it guides you to release this at the very root. That is the root cause. It's the very first event. It's the very, very first event. There might be some afterwards, like I said, that have more charge. So what this means for you is as you release this, it gives you profound liberation, profound creative power, profound energy. And what that means for you is you will show up more powerful in your business relationships. You'll show up more aligned with your children, with your kids. It will enrich your relationships. It will empower your business. And ultimately what that means is that by releasing these obstructions, you'll have the ability to bring your vision into physical reality because the obstructions have been cleared. Okay? How are we able to figure out, the way that you figured out, that's such a great question, is it's not in your conscious mind, so you can't consciously figure it out. It's stored in your unconscious mind. So what I do in Neogenesis is day one, I guide a process to set the stage for transformation. Day two, I guide you through a visceral exercise to remove an old record that's been playing. Who knows what I mean by when I say record? It's like a looping thought, okay? So by Neogenesis, we remove that record where you can never even recall it the same way again. And then on day three is when we go into the release process. And on the timeline, it's on day three. So it takes us 2 days to prepare. By day three, your unconscious mind is totally aware, open, and the breakthroughs come from unconsciousness into consciousness. Here's why. One of the prime directives of the unconscious mind is that it represses memories with negative emotion until you're ready to deal with it. And when you're ready to deal with it, it starts presenting it for resolution. How many of you have ever been in a transformational course with me and like memories start coming up that you start processing, healing, and releasing in a new way, in an empowered way, in a way that is safe for you? Awesome. Cynthia's raising her hand. A few of you have been raising your hand because you've been there and you've done this with me. Awesome. So what is a record? It's like a looping thought, Thomas. When I say a record, I mean like a looping thought. Like if someone has a persistent looping thought, it's almost like a record. You guys remember the old vinyl records? Neogenesis takes out the record, scratches it up, the old one that doesn't serve you, where you can never play it the same way again. So you cannot consciously find a unconscious process, if that makes sense. I'm going to say that you can. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. So what works best is to be in an environment that is safe, that allows you to be guided. Leah, you were here. I remember, I just looked at you and I totally did not even think about this till this moment. So Leah went through Neogenesis many years ago when we were in Sedona. And as you were going through this process, she kept saying that the root cause was at 10 months in the womb. Do you want to share about your experience real quick and the breakthrough that happened?
Sure. Well, I think what it was is I was imagining when I went through the timeline, I found that I felt like I was in a well, and then I realized that was the womb. I was coming out the birth canal. And when I was born, I had a broken collarbone, and that was the trauma that I had experienced. And it was the timing and everything. My brother has the better, because I was in it. I can't remember.
10 months.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Guy, this is
Guy,
Guy's
help
sister.
me.
Guy, are you here?
Yes, I am.
What was it that happened? Because here's what I recall of it. I recall that I was guiding her to the womb, and she kept saying 10 months, 10 months. And I was like, 10 months?
Yeah.
So Guy, what was it that happened on the timeline for your sister?
Yeah, she's like 10 months, the first moment of anger, 10 months in the womb. She's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And so during we took a break, and I went and called my mom. And I said, Mom, what happened? Did anything strange happen with Leah's birth? And they initially were trying to induce labor at the 8-month point because the doctor was leaving for Hawaii for like 3 weeks or a month. And they couldn't induce the labor. It didn't work. So the doctor comes back in the 10th month when Mom actually then did give the delivery. And because Leah was such a large baby at that time, they actually used forceps to help pull it out. And that's what broke her collarbone. And we didn't know that story. So, I
Now,
mean, it was all in
It
Leah's.
all came out through the,
So Leah,
Yeah.
you didn't know at that moment that you had been pulled out with forceps?
no, but I just knew that I had a broken collar. I remember afterwards, I didn't know at the time, right? I just knew that it was traumatic. It was a traumatic.
So her
experience.
unconscious kept bringing her to that moment
Mhm,
of trauma
mhm,
in the process of releasing anger. So
mhm,
that's an awesome story. Thank you
mhm.
so
Thanks,
much. So
Niurka.
you got it.
Thank
so the
you.
word, and in a moment, I'm going to share with you because we have two experiences that I'm fired up to invite you to come be a part of that are life-changing. And what I'd love to do right now, because I want to be mindful of our time, and we might be just a couple minutes over, is I'm going to share with you the two experiences that we have, which are SIA, coming up July 12th, 13th, and 14th, which is our deep dive transformational experience in communication mastery and evolved NLP course. And that's going to be live virtual like this, 3 days of a total immersion transformational experience. And then we have Neogenesis coming up in mid-November in Cancun. And what I'd love to do is, there's a few graduates here that I've seen that I know your life is completely transformed from Neo. And we'll see if we have a moment for you to share, one or two quick stories or a couple quick stories. And then we have prizes. So I'm going to be sharing prizes. Who's excited to win? We're going to be giving Niurka bucks. Niurka bucks is going to be cash that you could use towards any event. And I tend to give Niurka bucks to people who show enthusiasm on the screen, just so you know. So if you're excited to win, I want to see it in your body because it's going to have some fun with it. We always love being generous with you and with our community. So I am going to, let's see if the team can send me directly the link before we send it to everyone, just so I could click on that real quick and share with you a little bit about what we have coming up in these events. And you can give me a drum roll, please. So the first one is SIA. As we mentioned, SIA stands for Supreme. Supreme is the empowered, authentic you. Influence is inward fluency in action. It's about taking action. And who are some SIA graduates that haven't shared yet that would love to share a little bit about their SIA or their Neo experience? Lupe, you went to SIA a while ago. I saw you raise your hand. How was your SIA experience? Or share it like this, just so we could be mindful of time. Where was your life before SIA? Then you came to SIA, and what happened? And what's been happening since?
So the first time I went to SIA was back in 2012. No, yeah, 2012. I was 22, 23 at the time. So I had just started in my real estate business, and I had a lot of self-consciousness of if I was good enough. I remember that, and I can remember the lady whom I did one of the practices there, and it came out that I felt that I wasn't good enough because I had a lot of miscommunication with my father. I thought he was the type, I wanted to show him that I was good enough, that I was a good daughter. If he would tell me jump how high, I would always want to just do things to make him proud, but it was just not good enough. Wasn't enough. And I came to understand that my job wasn't to make him happy. My job was to make myself happy. And when I finally broke out of that, I came to resolution that my dad was who he was and didn't see things like I saw it. And I grew to love him for who he is. And I grew to love myself for who I am. So that was one of the greatest experiences in my life. So I, for being such a young person at that time, it just taught me to be a better individual, a better business person, and of course, up until now, a better mother. So yeah, that was a great experience.
I remember that, 2012. Wow, what a powerful journey. Thank you, Lupe. Awesome. So if you have graduates, we have time to share a few. Teresa.
Hi, yes.
So just share, where was life before? Then you came, you had a breakthrough, then what happened?
So yeah, my breakthrough when I did SIA, which was just like a month or two ago. And
actually, wait, SIA has not happened a month or two ago. So, but have you graduated SIA? The last time we did SIA was last year.
Well, I did the replay one.
Oh,
yeah, because I have the VIP program. Anyway, so even on the replay, it was freaking awesome. It was just incredible because I had a traumatic experience when I was like 3 years old. I was in the basement of our house, and my brother got his arm stuck in those old Ringer washing machines. And I was freaking out, and so I was screaming, and I was at the bottom of the stairs. I could see my mom at the top of the stairs. She's on the phone, and I'm screaming bloody murder, and she's just standing there talking on the phone like I'm invisible. And so I went and pulled the plug on the washing machine, and it stopped. And then finally my mom came down and got my brother's arm, it saved my brother's life, and it got his arm out. It didn't pull his arm out of the socket, but it was so traumatic. And I had been working on this for a long time in my life. And it was just like, I just felt like, because I was invisible, like my mom, I just got this feeling like I wasn't lovable because she didn't show up for me in that moment. And so when I did the SIA, I was able to release that feeling of not feeling lovable. And so it just created all this amazing space for me. And it just opened up so much for me. It was just incredibly awesome. And I was able to eliminate that whole, belief, that limiting belief that I'm not lovable. And it was just incredibly awesome.
Freedom.
Thank
I
you.
love it, Teresa. Look at that. Just the replay. Imagine what's going to happen when you revisit in a couple months and come even more. That's the next level. I love that. What a powerful story. I am, and look, and here you are, we're all seeing you, honoring you. Who's felt invisible in a certain area in their life in the past, or a place where you wanted to hide or not be seen? So this is a point of liberation. And imagine, what are you going to do with all the extra space, like Teresa said, all the extra time when that happens? So thank you so much. Big love. Let's take just a few more shares, because often we see people have breakthroughs in the presence of others' breakthroughs. Breakthroughs really spark a popping of these experiences. Elka.
Hello. And thank you again. This is like Niurka church, or Niurka gym. You can't just go one time. It's a journey. Absolutely. But you know what Sia really did for me? Because when I met you, I'm like, I knew all this stuff kind of, but it had to come out. But with Sia, what I find so interesting, my conversations with myself are nicer because I have the tools, and the empowered version of me wins more often, because your awareness is so much quicker because things will pop up. They don't go away, but you are becoming different by
You're
staying
not attached to them. They're like leaves in the wind.
And then when it happens with relationships and business, things kind of slow down. You can take more time because, we're taught to, do, and you have to create a sense of urgency. And there's a place for that, but you do it differently. You do it with an ease and grace and calmly. And it's almost contradictive, but it's so much fun when you have the awareness. And that's really what Sia did for me with all the tools. So
I
cool.
love that. Greater awareness, kinder self-talk, greater ease and grace. I love it. Let's just take a couple more, and then I'll share with you what special offers. We have our most amazing special offers today. I can't wait to share with you some of the things that we're going to be giving you, because we've really stacked some value that's very special for you today. Cynthia.
Good morning. I wanted to share that Niurka mentions infinite possibilities a lot. And she's brought that into my life through Sia and Neogenesis. When I went to see Niurka, I don't know if she knows this, I went to accompany my son because my son needed this, not me. And turned out that she may not have known this, but I almost died at 49. I have some really bad work injuries. And I literally came to her class, I'll see what I can get out of it. And learned.
What changed? What happened when you were there?
I had
And then
a
what's
tremendous
changed
amount of
since?
fear. I had a tremendous amount of anxiety. And I also didn't understand infinite possibilities completely at all, But since then, my life has turned around. I almost died twice from my injuries at work. My life has turned around. I do everything natural. I'm very into infinite possibilities
What's
now.
changed? What specifically has changed? Like what
Um,
you said before, you had a lot of anxiety and fear. What changed?
oh, my son can tell you. I don't possess the fear anymore. I don't
What's there
possess.
instead? What's there instead?
I don't know. I have no fear. I just go for it. I always go for everything. And anxiety, I don't know if you know this, this is really strange, but I had an anxiety for shopping. I could not go to a store and only grocery stores, that's it. And my son saw it. I'd run out of stores. I'd run out of malls. I had a horrible anxiety for it, and it was
And then
terrible.
what changed?
I can shop, and I don't go like lovingly, but if I have to shop, it's no problem. Absolutely no problem anymore.
So liberation.
The liberation.
Cynthia, I'm so happy to see you.
But
And
let me just
Justin.
say this, Niurka. A lot of you won't know this about me. I'm 72 years old. Niurka has made me younger. I don't dye my hair. This is the natural color. So all I can say is, Niurka, thank you so much. I know when you first met me, I was even heavier. So, I was full of inflammation because of all the fear, anxiety, all the tension and stress. And Niurka got rid of all that for me. Thank you.
You look gorgeous and beautiful. It's a do with process. We're doing it together. Awesome. So let me share with you. I'm going to get the slides going. While I get the slides, I'll share with you the special offers. Robert, you want to share? I'll have you be our last SIA share if you want. I'm spontaneously calling on you. You've graduated SIA and NEO. Do you want to share?
Well, Niurka,
Just putting you on the spot.
thank you. I'm quite used to that. Yes, I am one of your graduates, and I have been gone just a little bit, been very, very busy. All I can say, your classes are pretty fantastic. I mean, they're life-changing. If you want to change your life, if you're not happy with the way things are, or you simply wish to improve, this is a really good medium, a really good path. Niurka puts out a really good roadmap that you can follow and you can share with the loved ones in your life. And I see some of the people here have mentioned what has happened to you. You get those comments because you do become a changed person. And yeah, Niurka, I've taken SIA twice. It's just an amazing class. I remember I took it as a repeat, and you get a completely different perspective because you're looking at it from a different area now, something of awareness that you know. So the second time through, you get a completely different perspective, and you start peeling back the layers, or you can go higher, just depending on, what your goals are. So I do recommend that I'm a repeat. I plan on signing up for the Cancun trip. It just sounds really beautiful. I'll see you guys there in November. I've always wanted to go to Yucatan. I haven't gotten there. Awesome. And I'll share with you what I see my challenge right now. Because of my age, I call this thing a fearful transition. And my goal is just to switch that to a fearless transition.
I love it. So it is.
Simply changing one word. So thank you, Niurka.
Super powerful. Thank you so much, Robert. I know amazing things have happened like in your business and in different areas as we've seen. So it's always a joy to be in
More
your
to share.
presence.
Thank
More
you.
to share. Awesome. Okay, drum roll. Here's what we've got. We got special bonuses, and I'm going to go through these. And then afterwards, we're going to do prizes, which I'm excited to give prizes away. So we have special offers today. SIA is July 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's going to be live virtual. You're going to receive the full transformational experience. Normally, it's $29.97. We're going to give you a digital product to prepare. So there's a Supreme Influence digital product that's going to prepare. You're also going to receive a exclusive questionnaire. This is the reason why I say exclusive, actually I should have said confidential. It's a confidential questionnaire. It's going to come directly to me. In this confidential questionnaire, you can share with me things that you've never shared before. It's private, and what it does is it begins the transformational process before you even arrive. You filling out that questionnaire is you having a message with your own highest self, with your deepest self that, hey, change is happening. I'm putting it right here, right now. Many people describe breakthroughs simply by going through the questionnaire. SIA, because we have 3 full days, allows us to really slow down and guide the transformational experience step by step in each area to breakthrough. You're going to receive the most tools for 2 areas: mindset and communication mastery. Mindset and communication mastery. SIA will transform the way that you speak, the way that you think. That's what Elka was talking about. I think different. And the way that you speak, the way you communicate, and the way that you live. You're going to receive an amazing manual that has all of the scripts. So I guide you through processes like what I did yesterday. Who would love to get the script of what I did yesterday? Where you can have the step-by-step steps. And not just that script, the script of every process. All of your materials is going to be on a dashboard, and you're going to receive replays of the experience. After the course is complete, we're also going to give you as a gift a 30-day power action guide, which means you have a 30-day power practice after the completion. And it's simple: 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, and a weekly 20-minute power practice to continue the integration process. How many of you would like to become certified to support others in their transformation? So I'm not going to go into the details of that. I'll be happy to answer any questions on certification in the VIP room. You do have the opportunity to become certified as a practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming, and all of our certifications are recognized by prestigious boards around the world. And we're also going to give you 1 month free VIP. So who's ready for an awesome value? Because drum roll, because we're going to give you our best investment. Normally we would do 50% off is the lowest we would do, which would bring this down to $14.97, and it would be huge value at $14.97. What we're going to do today is we're giving it to you right now for $9.97. Only $9.97. And in a moment, the team is going to drop the link. Okay. If you're a revisit, we always have amazing specials for our grads. We love honoring and taking care of our grads. And I'm going to do some fast action bonuses for people who take action before midnight tonight. Who's fired up about experiencing the power of SIA? Let me take a look. Yes? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Take action by midnight tonight, and I'm going to give you some fast action bonuses. They expire at midnight tonight. You can bring a guest with you who is new to the community. That is the criteria, because it's about expanding this work. So it's not a guest who's in this room with you. It's not a guest who's been in our community for years. It's about you expanding the power of this work and sharing it with new people. Who'd love to bring someone in their life to SIA? This is your opportunity to do so. You're going to get a gift ticket for someone new. In addition to that, I'm going to upgrade you. When you take action for SIA, I'm going to upgrade you to Communication Mastery, which is happening on July 2nd, which we've told you about. We're going to upgrade you to VIP. So that's going to be a fast action bonus. You're going to get in the VIP room, and we're going to give you 3 months VIP to our membership. So that's $97 a month, VIP to the membership. How unbelievably awesome is that stack of value? Bobby, was there anything else that you wanted to share on that?
Yeah, that's awesome. Fast action bonuses for the Beneficiaries Alliance. And then they're bringing a guest also, correct?
Yeah. So that's fantastic. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to be giving away some giveaways. I'm going to do them at the end after I talk to Neo, but I'm going to share a few giveaways right now. We're going to give away Niurka bucks. We're going to give away $1,000 to apply towards any course this year. Okay. So let's take a look. $1,000. Hey, Charlene is the first one waving at me. Charlene, you got $1,000 Niurka bucks. How about that? That's the power of enthusiasm. Now you get to go to SIA as a gift, or you can spread that out. You're like, I'm going to put some of it towards SIA, some of it towards Neo, or I'm going to put it towards Neo, and I'm going to go just like Robert's going to Neo Genesis in Cancun. Woo! Feeling generous. Okay, so in a moment, I'm going to give away more cash. Who wants to win? All right, we gotta get excited on who wants to win over here. Okay, so before we do that, any questions on SIA? I just want to see if there's any questions specifically about SIA. Okay, let's switch gears real quick to go to Neo Genesis. Sia gives you the most transformational tools and techniques. Sia transforms, like I said, the way that you communicate. Neo goes to the root of anything that has blocked you and removes the obstruction at the root. It realigns your thoughts, your entire experience of reality with the core values of your highest self. It is a deep, profound transformational process at the root level. The word neo is a Greek word. It means new, and Genesis means beginning. Neogenesis literally creates a new beginning in your life. So I know we're running a few minutes over. I'm just going to take one or two stories on Neo, and then I'm going to share, and then we're going to do the prizes, and we're going to hop over to the VIP room. Who's a graduate of Neo, has had a very, very powerful experience, and would love to share. Let me take a look. Mina, you want to share? I'm just going to put you on those. You're a graduate of Neo. Let's see. Who wants to share? Let's take one or two quickies. She's having a challenge with her mic. Who else would like to share about their Neo experience? Lisa, you want to share? Where was life? And just to be mindful of time, where was life before Neo? I came to Neo, I had this breakthrough, and now I'm doing this.
So life before Neo, I didn't even know. I was switching everything. I had just moved from Tennessee back to California. I had had a horrible breakup, and I didn't even know I needed Neo. But I jumped on it and said, I'm doing this and I'm going to trust the process. And when I got home from Neo, people who didn't even know I had went said, what did you do? You're very different. My family said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because the change in you is amazing. You're glowing. There's a new light in you. So keep on doing it. They weren't sure what it was, and I jumped in wholeheartedly, and I signed up for every course, and I have been doing, and I think I've done them all. And I'm going to Bali. So
I love it. And you ended up writing a book, and you're doing.
I read a book.
All kinds of.
I have a purpose to change the lives of teens and their parents, and it is my mission in life. And have a new job and all that good stuff. So.
And she's influencing a lot of the youth. Profound experience. Anyone else? One more want to share about Neo? Let's take a look. Let's see if someone wants to share. I saw a couple hands go up. Where do they go? Renee, did you want to share? I saw your hand go up. Just real quick, what was life like before Neo? You came to Neo and you had a breakthrough. Then what happened? She's having trouble with her mic. Jen or Karen. Karen's there. Let's do one more, and then we'll keep sharing in the VIP. Remember, you want to sign up for the VIP. The team will drop the link for the VIP as well. We'll continue the conversation going in the VIP, and by signing up for the VIP today, you're going to get the VIP in the encore. So you get double VIP. So if you're not yet in the VIP room, the team will drop the link. Make sure you join the VIP room. So Karen, before Neo, then Neo happened, and then after Neo, what changed?
So before Neo, I had a very specific event that happened that brought up things from before and after Neo. So I was very anxious. I wasn't sleeping that well. Well, actually, in Sia, I slept every night since then, after being an insomniac my whole life. And now I'm not. And in Neo, it shifted from realizing that my anxiety was actually excitement, that I was a miscommunication in my brain, that it was excitement about something was changing, something was different. And I didn't need anxiety. It was exciting because something was changing and different, and accepting that and just not knowing what it was yet. And that was huge. It was huge. So it went from literally from anxiety to this excitement about change.
So Neo guides you to be liberated of those dense energies. Thank you so much for sharing, Karen. Anxiety, fear, anger, guilt, shame, these type of energies are completely transformed in Neo. And it's the foundation of a profound quantum leap in your life. I wish we had time to go into more stories and shares on Neo, because it's that people describe their life before and after Sia and Neo. It's that life-changing. So let me share with you what we've got. Then we'll do a few more prizes, and then we're going to bounce over to the VIP room, because I know we're running just a little bit over. Want to make sure we cover everything. So Neo is happening November 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's 4 days. we highly encourage you to come be with us in Cancun. There's also going to be a virtual experience where you could beam in virtually. We'll have a big screen there. So part of the group will be virtual. And we encourage you to come in person, because by you coming in person, that really creates a space of a massive, profound breakthrough. So it's a 4-day course. Here's what you're going to receive. You're going to receive the confidential questionnaire, the Neogenesis manual, the full guidance to transform exactly what we talked about. It's emotions, beliefs, and decisions. We're also going to go on adventures. We're actually going to go into, since we're in Mexico, we're going to go into cave adventures that correspond with the teaching that we're doing. And your meals and accommodations are included. Is it 5 nights, Bobby? Is it 4 nights? Put it in the chats. Okay. And there's no replay of this course because it is so deep, transformational experience. The investment for Neo is normally over $6,500, okay, $6,400. That does include your accommodations, double occupancy, okay, double occupancy. When you take action today, which is an amazing offer for $3,997, you get everything. The Neo experience, 5 nights, all of your meals in a beautiful resort right on the ocean in Cancun. We are oceanfront in Cancun, okay? Double occupancy, which means you're gonna have a new friend. You're gonna have a new roommate. So $39.97 with double occupancy. And then we also have amazing revisit specials as well. And we're gonna do the same fast action bonuses for you to take action tonight before midnight. When you take action before midnight, we're going to give you an opportunity to bring a guest who is new to the community. We have never done that before, okay? Now, if you're going to bring them to Mexico, they've got to pay for their meals and accommodations. That's the only thing they've got to pay for. They can pay the hotel directly. Is everybody clear on that? Okay? We're just covering the tuition for you to bring a guest to Neo. If you come virtual, then you get the virtual experience for a guest. How awesome is that? Okay, what I'd love to do is take any quick questions on Neogenesis. We're going to do prizes, and then we're going to bounce over to the VIP room. Questions about Neogenesis. We only do it once a year, okay? And it's amazing to be back in person because there's so many virtual things that we're doing. We love virtual. It's very convenient. There's something magical that happens when we're able to go on adventures, go into the caves, be together on the beach, have a fire ceremony on the beach, where we literally can have a ceremony together. There's immense power in community and ceremony. That will be happening at Neogenesis, okay? So, we got who's feeling some enthusiasm to win some prizes. Let's see. The next prize is gonna be $500. $500 Niurka bucks. You get to apply $500 to Sia. Boy, that's a smoking deal. That means you get to bring like 2 people. Okay, $500 to Neo. Let's see, maybe it's who's brand new? Who's here for the first time in a course with me right now? Who's here for the first time? Nitin, look at him. He's all enthusiastic. We got to give it to you. Okay, so you got 500 Niurka bucks. Robert, I saw your enthusiasm. You've been with me for a long time. You got 500 bucks. There, you get to come to Neogenesis. I love it. Who else has got some? Let's see. I'm going to do one more Niurka bucks. Where's the enthusiasm? Oh, yeah, Rafael, I was going to pick you over there, but I got to see your okay, Rafael. Give Rafael some love. Awesome. All right, and then we're going to do 2 more Niurka bucks, $250. Who's here for the first time? Let's see. Wenzen, is this one of your first experiences? Okay, Wenzen gets 250 Niurka bucks. Who else? Let's see. Alana is always a joy, as fantastic. Give Alana some love. All right, everyone, the team is going to drop the links again. We encourage you to come, okay? Come to Sia, come to Neo, come to both. Take the next step. We also have Bali happening in August. I'm not going to focus on Bali here because of the time. I'm going to talk about Bali in the VIP room. We have a couple seats left for Bali. It is an epic experience of a lifetime. We encourage you to take action tonight. Do not allow these amazing fast action bonuses to slip through your fingers. They are generous. They are profound. Like Jen said, she's like, the last time I did see it was $5,000. She's right. That's what it was. Several people in the room that have been with me for years, that's what they invested, and they'll tell you that it was worth every penny. It was life-changing. Now, because we're doing virtual, we have all these other experiences, you have an opportunity to come to the same experience that you just heard them talk about for a very low, amazing investment, and you get to bring a friend. So make sure that you take action on that. We're not sure how much longer, this is the best offer that we've made as far as fast action bonuses. So the team's going to drop the link. We're going to bounce over to the VIP. Remember, you're all invited to the encore. If you haven't upgraded to VIP yet, upgrade now so you get VIP in the encore as well. And we'll keep this conversation flowing. Infinite love and gratitude. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm so honored to be here with you. I'm so inspired to be in your presence. I'm so inspired to see you rising to the heights that I know each and every one of you is destined for. You have a gift, my beloved friends, that nobody on earth has. Nobody has Melinda's light. No one has Margaret's way of, bringing her essence into the world. This is you. And this is all about shining your light, bringing your gift, and rising into the embodiment of all that you're destined for in this life. So it's a joy, it's an honor. Let's keep this conversation going. Let's keep the community flowing. And with that, the team will drop the link one more time, and we will see you in a couple minutes in the VIP room. Come join us in the VIP room. It's awesome over there. Let's go, let's go. All right, I love you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah, unmute yourself. Let us hear your beautiful voices.
Namaste. Thank you,
Namaste.
Niurka.
Thank you,
Thank you so much. Amazing.
Namaste.
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 Interesting.